Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I will show you how to insert checkbox in Excel and create a simple project where checking the box shows complete and unchecking the box shows in progress, like the one that you're seeing them here on the screen. When I check, it will show complete. When I uncheck, it shows in progress. This is exactly what we are going to learn in this particular tutorial. For that, I'm going to open a new Excel file and then I'm going to have these details. This is blank. Now the next thing is to insert the checkbox. For that, we need to go to the developer tools. In case if you don't see this option here, you can go to file, select the options. From here you can go on to this option that says customize ribbon. From here you can go this right side. I'm sure that in your case this developer tool is unchecked. Make sure to check and click OK. Then you should be able to see this developer tool here. Now select the developer tool, select this insert option. You should be able to see different form controls menu icons here. We are interested in checkbox, so here is an icon for the checkbox. Click there and then come to this particular cell. Just draw the checkbox. When you draw, this is what you're going to see. You can actually be able to expand this one so that you should be able to see what is in there. But one downside of inserting this checkbox is that it will come with this text that says checkbox and with some number. But you can easily be able to remove that text by putting the cursor here by pressing the delete key on your keyboard. Now let's position it nicely here. So if you want to select the checkbox again, make sure to hold the control key and click here. You should be able to see this box. Now you should be able to drag and drop. I have my checkbox ready now. You can able to check and uncheck. Now I want to have this checkbox from row number 6 all the way up to row number 26. So for that, hold the shift key and down arrow all the way up to this last row. Press Ctrl D on your keyboard to have multiple checkboxes. I'm sure that now you know how to create checkboxes inside your Excel file. So let's say for example you want to delete one of these checkboxes from this list of checkboxes. For that, the first thing that you need to do them here is to hold the Control key on your keyboard and select the checkbox that you want to delete. Let's say for example I want to delete this one. Hold the Control key and select, then press the delete key on your keyboard. Then you should be able to delete it. But in this case I want it, so I'm going to do Control Z to undo the things. I hope now you know how to insert the checkbox in your Excel. Let's say for example my intention is not just to insert it, but I want to do something with it. Let's say for example when the checkbox is checked, I'm going to display the status saying complete. When it is unchecked, I'm going to display the status saying in progress. So for that, I'm going to this particular cell. I'm going to write the formula. The formula here is equal sign. If this complete and incomplete is purely going to based on this checkbox, so I have to select this checkbox, comma, I'm going to display either complete or in progress, then close it. Now at the moment I'm sure that you can able to see in progress here, so select this, drag all the way up to the bottom. Now you check and uncheck, nothing is going to happen because we need to set some rules for us to change the status from in progress to complete. So before we get into that logic or a formula, what we can do, go to the home tab, then go to the control formatting, select the option new rule. Here you should be able to select this use a formula to determine which cells to format. Here we are going to, actually the rule that we are going to write them here is equal sign. We are going to select this particular cell. This is D, that's a column. Row number is 6, so I'm going to write D6 equals complete. And then select this format option, bold, I want to have a color for complete in green. Click OK and then OK. In the same way, go back to conditional, new row, this option D6 equals in progress, format, choose the color that you want. I'm going to use red, or maybe this orange. Click OK and click OK. So at the moment we are just seeing in progress here. Now based on this checkbox, we should be able to control the status from complete to in progress. So for that, select this particular checkbox. For you to select, hold the control key and click on this particular checkbox. Now right click. Now you should be able to see this option saying format control. Go here. Now you need to link the cell for us to work with this particular checkbox. For this particular checkbox, the cell link is C is the column, row number is 6. Isn't it so? So I'm going to say C6 and then click OK. Now when you check, it shows complete. When you uncheck, it shows progress. But I'm sure that in the background, when I check, you see true. When I uncheck, you see false. So what we can do, you can select all these checkboxes. Now right click, go to format cells. On this number category, choose custom. Here, replace this general with 3 semicolons and click OK. I'm sure that now you have noticed that text that was saying true or false at the background has disappeared. Now when you check, this one is complete. When you uncheck, this is in progress. What about this one? This one we have not done anything. So again, hold the control key, press on this particular checkbox, right click, go to format control. Now this is column C, row number 7, and then click OK. Now you should be able to see when you check, it's going to display complete. When you uncheck, it's going to display progress. Imagine you have to do the same for the rest of the cells one by one. This is a tedious process, isn't it so? To avoid that one, we can use some piece of code in your VBA text editor so that you don't have to manually do that. For that, press Alt F11 on your keyboard. It will open a VBA, which is simply Visual Basic Application. Here you are going into this option Insert, select the option Module. Here we are going to write a simple piece of code. I've already written, here is the code. So this code will basically automate the process for us. In this case, we don't have to manually change the cell number. We don't have to manually link each cell so that we can be able to see the changes. I've already written the code. But one important thing that you need to know from this piece of code is this. You don't have to understand the whole stuff here, but there is one important aspect that you need to understand, especially on this line. Cell range is from C6 up to C26. What does that mean? If we open our column is C, we are starting from number 6 up to number 26. That is the reason why in our code I have said C6 up to C26. Let's say for example your Excel file is starting from maybe let's say B2 up to B20. In that case it has to be B2 up to B20. It's basically it's the range. You have to choose the first row and the last row of that particular column. Now after typing this formula, we are going to the run. Click this one, run sub user form. Now it will display this message. Click OK. Now you go back to your Excel file and now try to start checking these things. You see, we have automated this thing using that simple code. Otherwise, if you don't want to automate it, as usual, you have to select each checkbox by holding the control key and press here, right click, go to format control. Then on the cell link part, you have to say C 10. Imagine you have got plenty of items. Typing them one by one is a tedious task. That's why we have this code. Even if you have 1 million data, the only thing that you are going to do them here is we are going to have the column and the first row, column and the last row of that particular column. Then in this case, it's going to work perfect. After running this one, there is this one important aspect that you need to do so that this particular macro that we created can actually sit into our Excel. For that, we go to our Excel file. We need to save this Excel file with that macro that we created. With that, when I say macro, that piece of code that we had put them in Visual Basic application. For that, you go to File, Save As. You can save anywhere. Let's say I want to save it in my desktop. This time we have that macro, right? We are not just going to save our Excel. We are going to save our Excel with a macro. For that, select this drop down, choose this one, Excel macro enabled, because we want to have that piece of code that we have written so that our application can work like the way that we want. So choose this option and click save. That's it. So now you check on any of these checkboxes, it will work like the way that we were expecting. This is a simple tutorial on how to insert checkboxes and how to work with checkboxes in Excel. If you like this video, do not forget to hit the like button and subscribe the channel. See you in the next video. Thank you.